Hi guys, it's me, Andrea. I will do some jelly printing, and what I did, I prepared some ATCs here. Half of them are only watercolor, and the other half I prepared with gesso. And then I surround myself with all my mark making tools. That's wallpaper and this jelly thing. I didn't use them, but doesn't matter. I am surrounded by it, so I can choose. And these are this pot thingy holder and another wallpaper, and yeah. So I start, and what I do actually is I try to take part in the hashtag event ATC a day 2017. It's ATC AD 2017. It's initiated by Chelsea and Peg Robinson, so I really like to take part. It's always fun working with them, and it is a month. That means June, and June has how many days? 30. Oh, come on, that's manageable. 30, I thought. And for me, I think it's the easy thing. Oh, actually, this grid is a wall dry stuff from the DIY. I bought a huge roll, so I have quite a lot of that. I think I will never ever use that up in my lifetime of a crafter's lifetime. So okay, the background I left to dry, and then I put some paint on, and as you can see, this paint will lift the dry stuff from the background, and you have a clean jelly plate again. So what I said is I take part in this hashtag event, and to make my life a bit easier, I prepared already all 30 ATCs, and part of them is then with the jelly printing, and the other part I will leave as watercolor, and some of them with the prepared gesso background. That I can choose if I want to do one day only watercoloring with a bit of drawing and so. And I already have a starting point with some of the jelly printing, so gives me a lot of opportunities, and I hope I will get stimulated enough to come up with something nice. That's actually a corrugated cardboard and a plastic sheet with dots that I press here into the paint. These ATCs are not really fitting on that plate I cut up. You know, I had this huge one and I cut the jelly plate up. I have another another bit of leftover plate that might fit, but I have to cut it to size a bit. So, and I wasn't up for that. So that's why I use this one. But that's absolutely okay. I can work around that, and if the ATC is completely covered or not, I don't mind. You know, that's the beauty of it. You're working with what you get. I really like this one. That makes a fantastic print here. Love it. And I forgot to show into the camera the prints a lot when I've done them, but no, my camera is running all the time, and I often forget it is running, and that I should show something into the camera. I'm so sorry about that, but that's how it works with me. And I'm so much into this process, you know, that I don't really think about that. And afterwards, I'm so sorry, and I think, oh, you should better think about that. Here I use my burnt sienna with this wallpaper thing and stamp it down. And what I do with this one, I let that dry as well and put the Titan buff on top. I always like to use the Titan buff when I want to lift this dried background. It makes such a nice pastelly look. I really like that. So you can see I lift the dry background up with the Titan buff, and that makes a fantastic print. I love it. Again, a bit of corrugated cardboard dipped into paint and then put onto the ATC where there's already a bit of paint on. And I think I'm almost at the end. I think so. Yeah, that will be my last print here. Did I leave it to dry? Yeah. that dry stuff in the background. I lift it up. So, and that's it. That's all what I've done so far on printing. And now I will work on two of them. I started it yesterday on the 1st, and I made two cards, so that from yesterday and that from today. I showed both already on Instagram and Facebook as photos, and I decided that I will show a card in ACD every day, but will show the video of how I made them once a week, every Friday. That's my plan so far. So, okay, I made a bit of a mess here with the Vivid Ultra metallics. Yeah, I used it up all. I used the dark green here for going and framing that one a bit, and I do the same with that one on the left, and I use this dark blue, blue bayou or so, blue or Bolivian blue, I can't really remember. They're having these funny names, you know. Sometimes you have that with paint. They're having names like Snapdragon, and you don't know what Snapdragon means? No. Okay, using here my Posca in white to go around these squares, and it got a bit thin, and I shook it and shook it and shook it, and I didn't realize it's empty. Sometimes you think, you know, you're using your Poscas and they're lasting forever, and sometimes they're starting to get a bit thin and watery, and you think, oh, what happens here? Gosh, they're empty. At some stage, they will be empty. And I realized it then, and I thought, but they're lasting really long, so. This is a little dot. I really love that. It's a leftover from a pour I did, and what drips down, you know, and it makes sometimes this perfect little dots. Absolutely beautiful. I'll keep them all, keep all the bits, and absolutely fantastic stuff. So, and I use this arrow. This arrow, this image it left is a bit distressed, but I wanted to have it solid, so that's why I use black Posca to go in and yeah, paint it in completely. It will be changed afterwards anyway. You know, I often change stuff because I get a better idea, and yeah. So this is that will be my first card, and that's why it says starting point, and that's how it starts. That's day one, and yeah, day two is already there. So I'm not bad. I'm doing quite good. Bit of white here and there, and for the left one here, I'm working always a bit crisscrossy here. So I had this jelly print left over, and use it here, cut out some squares and put it on top. It's not standing out yeah, very much, but I will definitely change that, go around the edges first with black, and I glue them down, and of course go around the squares then, and they will definitely stand out. Glue them down here with Eileen's tacky glue. That glues quickly, it dries very quick, so you can go on working, don't have to wait a lot. So, and then I thought on that part, there's something missing. It wasn't, yeah, it wasn't finished. In my eyes, it wasn't finished. So that's why I have this left over letters here from one of Tim Holt's mixed media's dies. And this I found then is leftover stripe of my paper I rusted. There's iron medium on top and then oxidation medium, so it rusts, and I had this stripe left over, found it, and use it, and will make an error. And that's what I do now. I will take all my leftovers here and all the bits and bobs and papers I've ever used as clean-up papers for jelly printing, and I will use all of that on my 30 ATCs, or that's the plan. Let's say it like this. That's my plan. We will see how far we'll come, but I really have surrounded myself with all my bits and bobs, my leftovers, and will try to use it. It's yeah, two birds with one stone, isn't it? So okay, go around here with a black Posca to make them stand out more, and I go on, I think on the other side again. No, already finished. Oh, I think it's finished almost. I use here my fine tip needle point or fine tip bottle with white acrylic paint to scribble a bit on that squares, and then go in here, do a bit of edging with my pit pen, and yeah, and again with the Posca back and outline the letters a bit here and there, and I think in my writing I put some dots. Okay, and then I thought that does look so unfinished, and I used my black acrylic paint here in the needle tip point or needle point bottle, and yeah, finished the scribbling, the words, scribbled words. No meaning actually, just scribbled something down. And this is one of the leftovers in this mixed media dies from Tim Holtz. It's a 2. It should be a 2, yeah. That's number 2. Bit of framing here as well, and but that's it. You will see a quick close-up. Of course, there is not a lot to see, or not much more to see in a close-up. So I hope you will see some pictures as well. I hope you had fun and you like it, and I will come up with this ATCs once a week now with a video, and otherwise once a day in social media. I hope you like it. If so, please give me a thumbs up. I really would be happy about that, and I hope I will see you soon with my next project. Have a fantastic time, guys. Bye bye.